Underturning is by far the number one on the turns, and underturn is by far the number one mistake that people make. They underturn.
Yeah, they've practiced that pattern over and over, which we don't really recommend. But a lot of exhibitors do feel more comfortable if they've practiced that pattern 10 to 15 times. Well, to practice the pattern, your horse has to do it with you normally, and your horse starts learning the pattern, which really you kind of think is a good thing. It's not, because they've already finished one element before you have, and they're going on to the second element. We really want to make our horses do each element before we do the next one. We want them to flow together, but we also don't want them to be 2 steps ahead of us. They have to follow us. So sometimes the best way to get a horse to follow us is to practice the elements in the pattern, but not necessarily practicing the pattern. One part of our 360, our turning calisthenics, is that stop before we turn. It is a stop. You do not walk into a 360. There is a stop there. Then you're going to do your 360 and stop. All right? So let's pick up our hands and let's do that 360. If you need to help your horse get around that turn, hey Brad, you want to help Caleb do his 360? Good, and I would smack him on the shoulder right there, Kate. Go ahead and do your 360, hands up. And I would smack him on the shoulder a little bit. And it's okay. We're practicing. We're not being judged right now. So don't go, oh, my horse is really wallering. Well, that's kind of the point of practicing, is to make them better. And they need to whip around there because they don't want to get a little reprimand. They don't want to get smacked. And that's the only way to make a good showmanship horse. Because, like I said, they're not like, oh, let's go do showmanship. Let me do some turns for you. So you have to kind of make them do that before they want to do that. And remember to keep your hands up.
I have a question, Vicki.
Yes. So we need and set. And Brucey, come on halfway out. And I can tell this one's one you want to wake up right before you go in. Because he was already like, this is old hat to me. Okay, let's go ahead and do a turn. Good.
Hey, we got a showmanship horse down here.
Yes, he's a cutie. A little bit more. Now, that was a very acceptable turn. To make it even better, we're talking faster. Now, you don't have to be running, but you're nice and tall. So you want to have those legs striking out there. You know, just making it look a little bit more dramatic, because that's where you can add something special to your pattern that maybe not everybody else had. Just a really striking turnaround that's just really pretty and elegant. And you've got a nice tall body that you can just be whooshing around in. Okay? And that might be when it takes a little smack to get him to wheel around and then back to normal. Because as soon as they see this, they're going to whoosh around. So they have to want to avoid that position, because you can't do that when you're showing. Okay, Brucey, go ahead and bring him down here 180 and set up. Okay, Katie and Jan, halfway down the center. And then halt and turn. That's it. There again, to make it even more special, speed it up. Okay? Because you've just got a nice long lean body. Just strike those legs out there. Like, again, inhibitors. And go, aha! What makes them better than me? I can do that. Why can't I? Guys? Now, one thing I'm going to add is to something to add to your practice. We do want our horses to be ready to go, but we want them to wait for us, especially in our turns. When we're practicing turns, they're going to kind of want to, at the end, walk forward right away. So we turn, 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 Okay, stop, back here. Finish your turn. Face forward, make them wait, go. Okay, they have to wait for you or they're gonna leave you behind in the front of the judge. Now our next element we're gonna practice is our backing. Who hates to see backing on a showmanship pattern? I mean, really. They've been adding more and more, and they've been adding a serpentine back between cones. Okay, so that means our horses need to be really broke to backing. The few parameters of backing, you do not want to stand directly in front of your horse. Now that's not to say you're not in front of your horse. You just don't want to stand so that the horse's nose is facing your belly. You can stand as much as maybe your shoulder is in front of their face, but you're not directly in front of